Back on the Heathkit C-3 again. Could it be that I'm almost done? Hello YouTube, about 11:20 in the morning on Tuesday. And back here with the Heathkit again. I did get quite a bit further than the last time. But probably what I'll do is go ahead and work on this a little bit more and show you my progress. And I will give you an indication of where I'm at as far as the instructions are as they're concerned. That's my last one here. This is page 7, and I'm getting ready to mount the what I've affectionately nicknamed the octopus. That's getting ready to be mounted into the cabinet, and once that's mounted we will start hooking up all these little wires. So that's where we're at, and I'll show you some progress along the way, and we'll just get right into it, so stay tuned. Alright, you've all seen the octopus, and now this is the what the cabinet itself looks like. You see I have the eye-tube mounted, and this is all this wiring done. I probably will put a some sort of zip tie or something on that to keep that together. And let's look at the underneath side, and there's what it looks like. So you can see all this has been mostly done. Again, this is probably a little bit different angle than I showed you before, but it's the same stuff. And let me show you another thing here that is part of the confusion. This is the pictorial 4 that I've been working from. This was part of the manual that I received from Bob. It's a nice clear manual, but it has some problems with pictorial 4. As you can see, this is a C. This says C. This says D. This says D. This says D. And before I marked it out, that said D. So there was a little discrepancy on the actual what it is, I guess. I did reprint, or actually redid the if I can get this out of here. There we go. Oops, got it upside down, but other than that. Now this one is the one I've corrected. As you can see, this is C, this is D, this is K, this is F, this is H, and this is G. Now that is correct. And if I figure out how to add this to the PDF file, I may go ahead and do that, because other than that, that manual is fine, and it works real well, I think. So that's I printed that out for my reference, basically, so I don't have to use that other one anymore. So anywho, that's what that looks like. And so let me continue on with the work, and I'll bring you back as I show you some more progress. Stay tuned. Alright, there's a shot of the octopus in place, and now all it is a matter of connecting all those little wires. Oh boy. Alright, back with you one more time, YouTube. I have the circuit, the C3 completely wired now and soldered and all that good stuff. And I'll show you what I got going here. Some of these they may look a little strange on this one here, especially because of the shortness of the modern components compared to the older ones. I had to add some wires in, and it just made sense to connect these two together where they were going to the same point. Same with the capacitors here. So I'll use my pointer, maybe I can get the point across. here's the capacitors here. Both of them go to the same point, and both of those resistors go to the same point, and this resistor goes to the same point as those two capacitors. So there was no sense in trying to reinvent the wheel. I made, you know, them together and then put one wire over to the connection point, and that does that. Now the wiring on the switch itself, you can see that that's all completed. Got the on-off switch on. That's wired up. And over this side we have the tube. I think I showed you the tube already, but it's in. All this has been wired. All the wires to the back of the tube. All the wires to the center control, the B control, have been wired. Trying to keep that out of the way. Now let's look at the bottom and show you what it looks like. So you can see again, here's the big capacitor, the one that used to have the clip. That's what size it is. All this has been wired. Everything is wired in as it's supposed to be. All this is, you know, wired. Capacitor there, everything's wired. Here's my line cord run into the where it's supposed to run into. That's the other side of the twisted wires come from the power switch right there. And there's your line cord going out, and right now the line cord is just that. I haven't got a plug for it yet, but I'm going to buy a plug at Home Depot. Now I only made this cord about 3 foot long. There's no sense having a 6-foot cord on something I'm going to plug in right close to where it's going to be. And most benches are that way. They're not that far from the outlet, and you know, so that's what I'm going to do. And that's that. There's our capacitors down here. You can see those. That's the other tube socket wired up. Everything's all soldered. And of course I will go over and double check before I power it up. And I will use the again, because I don't have a plug, I'll use the Variac and power that up. The only thing I have left to do is create the two leads for the I have them cut out. I just haven't connected them to the, I didn't have the banana plugs I wanted to use yet. Now I do, so oh, let me lordy. Okay, here they are. There's our leads. They're not very long. I didn't want long leads because I figure, you know, you don't really need long leads. So I've got those done, and got to put the banana plugs on, and those will be done, and that completely completes the construction. The next step is the calibration. And I think probably won't do that today. I probably will get this leads made up, and I'll probably call it quits right after that. So this will probably be my last little update for a while until I get the all the knobs got to be put on, things like that. But there's where the that's where the eye-tube sticks out. I think it's about right. I believe it's supposed to be set correctly. I got it set like on the instructions. I'm supposed to put the keyway down, and that's what I did. So we're hoping that's the right way to put it. So anyway, that's the way she's looking. Everything's hunky-dory, as they say, and gotta get that all lined up, and this, I'm sure that's probably part of the calibration, getting the dial lined up. So alright, gonna call this quits. You guys have a pleasant afternoon, and I think I'm going to relax a bit, because I won't say this has been stressful, but I mean, it's been, you know, I'll tell you the worst part. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Was this control right here. This was the hardest one to solder, because all these connections are down here, and eventually what I had to do on one of them was take the control out completely, solder the wire, and then put the control back, and that was the only way I could get it to work. So anyway, it's all done. That's the main thing. So You guys, like I say, have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and we will see you.